The Stelvio is the Alfa Romeo enthusiasts hoped and prayed would never happen. That's because in the famous Italian car maker's near 120-year history, SUVs have never really featured. So Alfa Romeo's first modern SUV better be good for it to be accepted by the Uffizi. This particular car here is a 206 kilowatt 2-litre turbo Veloce, and it hasn't been confirmed for Australia, but it's almost certain to arrive soon after the launch. Now, if you have a look at the Stelvio, there's huge influences from the recent Giulia sedan, and that's a really good thing. In fact, this car shares the same wheelbase but is around 190 millimeters taller. Now, weight has always been the enemy of high-riding SUVs like this, and Alfa Romeo has put some real engineering treats for us in this Stelvio. Things like this bonnet here is aluminium, and some of the rear bodywork is aluminium, all the braking, the calipers are aluminium, engines of course are aluminium, and Alfa Romeo says this car weighs around 100 kilos lighter than the equivalent Jaguar F-Pace. It's no surprise that inside the Stelvio's cabin, well, there's plenty of Giulia influences. And that's no bad thing. It's a really sporty looking SUV from the inside. It's got these huge paddles for the gear change, which look like they're lifted off a Ferrari. And everything is clean, well designed, and doesn't feel too bad. It's not perfect though. They still haven't fixed this rough edge around the gear lever. And just the attention to detail doesn't quite measure up to the best in the class. Since the Stelvio is based on a Giulia platform, in most circumstances, like right now, this car is running in rear-wheel drive only. It's only if slip is detected the Alfa Romeo's Q5 all-wheel drive can shuffle 50% of torque to the front axle. The other reason we're glad to be driving this right-hand drive Stelvio is we had some concerns about ride comfort on the original launch. And unfortunately, in this diesel's case I'm driving now, we are right to be worried. If you order the large 20-inch rims in this car, prepare to forget about ride quality. We have been bounced almost into the hedgerows on a bumpy road. It doesn't help when you have such unforgiving suspension, stiff springs, firm dampers and big wheels, that the steering's quick as well, because it can really throw you offline. So the advice is, if you value your ride, go for the smaller rims or wait until adaptive dampers come on sale later on in 2018. The other interesting comparison about driving this right-hand drive car is the big difference between the 2.1 diesel we're driving now and the far smoother 206 kilowatt turbo petrol. On the road, the petrol is the lighter, the more nimble, the more agile car, and it also has the better ride, even on the same 20-inch wheels. With huge steering mounted paddles like these, you really feel obliged to use them, but in the diesel, you just let the 8-speed auto just get on with it. In the corners, the steering's quick, but it doesn't actually offer that much feel. So sometimes when the understeer does come, it really is a bit of a surprise. The other slight disappointment is it still really feels like a Big Heavy Giulia. Other complaints we have about the car is this infotainment system. It's also not touchscreen, which is a bit ridiculous nowadays because it's literally just there, but you have to go down here and use a fake iDrive controller. Come on Alfa, you can do better than that. So the million-dollar question, would you really buy a Stelvio over some of its talented German competition? Well, do you know what? Alfa hasn't released pricing for this car yet, but it's likely to cost thousands less compared to something like a Porsche Macan. For that money, you still get something that's equally as fun to drive, will be full of plenty of kit, and, well, a real charismatic little SUV that you just can't help but like. I think it's worth a look.